Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I look forward to seeing everyone who will be in Shul over Shabbos. As always, our Erev Shabbos Vidud Dvar Torah is meant to be a merit for the hostages that remain in Gaza, for their protection and well-being, for their speedy release and rescue. We continue to hope to hear good news of their release. It is also meant to be a merit for the soldiers who are fighting on behalf of us, each of us, the entire Jewish people, the state of Israel, for all of their families and all of Israel. In this week's parsha, we have two parshas this Shabbos. In the second parsha, Parshas Masei, the Torah records the death of Aaron, again, already described, but notes its exact date. Vayamas Sham and Aaron died there. Bishnas Harba'im L'Seis B'nai Yisrael, in the 40th year of the Jews' wanderings. B'chodesh HaChamishi B'echad L'chodesh, on the first of the month of Av, Rosh Chodesh Av, which happens to be tonight and tomorrow. And then immediately the Torah records Vayishma HaKanani Melech Arad, and the Kanani, the king of Arad, heard this news. Rashi comments, what does it mean he heard that Aaron died? It was because Shnistalku Anane HaKavod. He found out that Aaron died because the clouds of glory that miraculously protected the Jewish people were in the merit of Aaron. And when he died, they disappeared. And as the Torah describes earlier, he therefore attacked them when he thought that they would be vulnerable. How do we understand that the clouds disappeared when Aaron passed away? It is generally presented that the clouds were in the merit of Aaron. Aaron was this towering, righteous figure who carried so much merit that in his merit alone, Hashem protected the Jewish people with Yananei Kavod. But it occurred to me this year that there's a different way to understand this connection. It's not so much that Aaron alone was the spiritual force that brought the Anani HaKavod into this world and protected the Jewish people, but rather Aaron had the ability to inspire the Jewish people. That when the Jewish people saw Aaron walking amongst them, they wanted to be like him. They wanted to emulate him. With Aaron's presence, they felt closer to Hashem. They felt safe and embraced by Hashem. And the entire Jewish people were on a higher spiritual level, and therefore they merited the Anani HaKavod. But when Aaron passed away, it wasn't just that we lost Aaron. The entire people fell. The Torah describes earlier the mourning and crying of the people. They somehow felt that they were no longer on the same level. They didn't have their Rebbe amongst them. They did not have their inspiration amongst them. And the entire Jewish people fell in their spiritual level, and therefore the nation as a whole was no longer deserving the Anani HaKavod until they returned as the events played out. One lesson to learn from this understanding is that even though our emunah, our faith, our connection to Hashem, our inner spiritual lives are the most personal, individual, private things in the world. To some degree, no one can know and fully understand what is inside my heart and my neshama. And it is so personal, so private, so individual. But yet, there is something that connects us all, because there is something that is the same in all of us, our soul, some aspect of it. And therefore, we are connected and we affect one another. We can be lifted and we can be brought down. We can lift others and we can bring others down. And Aaron had that ability not just to be a righteous person, but to be able to lift others up. We find another example of lifting others up on the opposite end of the spectrum. The Torah describes the Rotzeach B'Shogeg, the one who killed by mistake, in error, who committed manslaughter, and he must run to one of the Arei Miklat, one of the cities of refuge, which the Torah also happens to say were Levi cities. The tribe of Levi had a number of cities, 42 in the land of Israel, and the Arei Miklat, the cities of refuge, of protection for the accidental murderer, he or she would run to, and the Ir Miklat would be a city of Levium. Obviously, there must be some connection, some reason for that. And the Sefer Chinuch, in fact, explains it was because this murderer, even if he killed by mistake, it's not just that he needed to run somewhere where he'd be physically safe, but there needed to be some spiritual process of atonement, some learning, some period of growth after the tragic events. And so he would be sent to a city of Levium, one, if you need to be taught Torah and to be reprimanded, they would be the ones who would have the moral authority to do that. On the other side, this person who killed by mistake may be someone who now is racked with guilt. He's depressed. He's worried that people will shun him, and he needs righteous people who can be caring and supportive and can, uh, as part of his education, support him so he can grow in a supportive environment. The Rotzech B'Shogeg, he's on the sort of lowest end of spiritual levels. If Aaron was on the highest level and he lifted everyone up, sometimes all of us will fall and we are lower than where we should be, and we need to be lifted up. And the Ir Miklat was the city to lift up, to support, to help this person grow, to atone, to learn, and to make amends. Again, from either extreme, the lesson is that we are affected by the people around us, by the spiritual environment in which we live and in which we experience our lives. And the most important decisions that we'll make are not necessarily whether I will do this or will not do this, but it is deciding where I want to be. Where do I place my makom? Whether that means in terms of a social group, who do I choose to be my social group? Whether it means in what community am I investing myself with time and energy, or even physical location. We all know we're on our best behavior or better behavior in certain places, hopefully inside of a shul. Do I spend more time in such places or places that bring out the worst in me? When I go on vacation, do I choose to go to Israel or some other place or environment that will be a place of productive growth as I recharge my batteries? Or no, do we choose to go to a place where will perhaps bring out the opposite in us? It's not just what we do, it's where we choose to be. And in this parsha, we see two examples that teach that lesson. We should all find the right place for each of us, a good place, a holy place, a supportive and productive place, whether it's as a community, as a person. And we should all grow in that regard. We should be those people who lift up others like Aharon. We should be amongst people who will lift us up. We all need people who will lift us up, and to grow together, we will only grow to higher and higher heights. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.